Hey ho, mystery angels, and you guessed it. Welcome to part 2. Now I get it, you've been waiting for this for a long time. Maybe you wasn't. But please like, share and subscribe. We need to know if you like these series of stories. Please comment down below if you would like a special story told by Mystery Angel Jr. or for Mystery Angels. If you have an idea, let me know. A character, and I'll bring them to life for you. So we left Sandra with the old man who was having a special sheath done, because it needed to be special because it was magical. This old man was not from Earth, neither from the sea, the skies. No one knew where this person was. There was sand blown in when the door was opened. Sandra looked at the floor and all she could see was her footprints. But the man had no footprints. He was so light on his feet that the sand didn't even move. She gave him the sheath, and he wrapped it in this special glowing sheet. Says an hour. She hears noise, like a tapping on a cage or something. Sandra looks at the old man and says, "What's up there?" "Oh, just sewerage." "Sewerage?" Yes, go eat. You need to eat." So in a big fire stove on the corner was a great big black pot. And inside this black pot was like a stew of mutton lamb that was soft and was just melting off the bone. Beautiful big potatoes, carrots. Every root vegetable you can think of was made in a beautiful, soft, dark gravy. On the other part of the stove was a brilliant looking piece of bread, soft, not hard like Sandra had for breakfast. This was soft and fluffy and almost melted. She got a bit of goat's butter and started to put it onto the bread when she heard it again rattling. So the old man was busy with the sheath and doing other stuff with his books. She looked up the stairs. Sewerage makes that noise. Now sewerage means rubbish. But there was no sewerage in those days, right? To us in our days, sewerage means what you do when you flush your toilet and everything goes down into it and then goes into the sea, okay? But she climbs up the stairs. These wooden stairs was creaking, didn't feel very safe. But she remembered the old man walking on the sand. He wouldn't need to make it safe. She walks into this room, and there was these big bird cages. It's got to fit a phoenix or something in it. A rare bird, maybe. She sees these empty cages open and then hears a rattling in a dark part of the cage in the corner. She walks down and there's 6 and 7 cages either side of her, and she comes to this dark spot. She pulls this old raggedy dusty cloth off the window, which was actually just a hole in the wall. And as she turned around, she looked to her left and saw this little tiny blonde girl, green eyes, couldn't be no more than 5 years old, trapped in this cage. She bent down, oh my God. The little girl's hair was so matted and tight, and her little tiny dress was torn to pieces, and it looked like her back had been whipped. She had blisters on her poor little feet and hands. It was all swollen. She smelt and had sores with maggots all in them. Sandra tried to push open the gate, but there was nothing there. She was looking for a key. She ran downstairs to the old man and says, "There's a little girl trapped in one of the cages. It won't open. Have you got the key?" He looked at her very funny. "What are you talking about?" "There's a little girl. She must have got in through the wall." And then she stopped and thought, hold on a minute. She must have been Spider-Man to climb that wall. It was like 12 foot tall to get through that hole. "There's a little girl in the cage." "Yes, Suraj. We're just waiting for the guys to come and pick her up." "And what are they going to do with her?" "Drown her, put her to work. Who knows? She's one of the poor kids that has no parents, nothing, and can't speak. People like that, children like that, get taken away by the soldiers. And where do they go? It's not our job to ask where they go. It's our job to catch them. You must have at least 13, 14 cages there." "Yes, we're actually lucky. We found her last night. They were looking for her, she escaped. But yes, most of them got on the boats and now they've gone." "You gotta be kidding me. When was the last time this little girl eaten? What's it to you? It's nothing to do with you. You're one of the worst people to do that with. You've always caught them. That's your job." Sandra's heart sunk. "What?" "Your job is to catch these sewerage, the disease spreaders. Your job is to execute them. If they've got disease and nobody wants to sell them for slavery because they're too dirty or too unwell, that's what you use the sheath for. You kill the sewerage. They're only sewerage. What's wrong with you?" He says, "Look, I've got to go out and get some parts. It won't be done yet, so sit, finish your food. Don't worry about it. She's okay. She's well enough. They'll clean her up and she'll probably be taken somewhere else. You don't have to kill her today. Let me sharpen your sheath. I'll speak to you in a minute." So the old man walks out, so she sits there and goes, "You what?" She grabs some stew in a bowl, grabs some bread and butter, and runs upstairs. The girl looks at her. She pushes the bowl at the bottom and through to the little girl. The little girl looks and she puts the bread down. Go on, you can eat, it's okay. The little girl looks and looks at the bowl of food, almost like she knows that's probably got poison in it or sedation. But she was so hungry. Now remember, this little girl's already seen her friends and what they did to her friends. It's okay, little one. Eat. She runs over to the bowl as quick as she can. She's dipping the bread and stuffing it down her, and she's going, slow down, you'll hurt yourself. Gently. Within seconds it was gone. She was licking the bowl, licking the floor where the bread, the butter bit and the breadcrumbs had gone. She went downstairs and got her another bowl and got her some special stomach tea. She went back upstairs and gave her another bowl. So the little girl tilted her head. Now she was full. It didn't take much, the bowls weren't that big. Can you speak? She tilts her head and looks at her and nods. So you understand me, right? She nods again. Can you speak? This time she nods with a no. You can't speak. Okay. The little girl opens her mouth. Nearly all her tongue was burnt off. Oh my God, says Sandra. Did they do this to you? The little girl looked confused and pointed to Sandra. She looked behind her and looked back and said, did the people do that to you? The little girl again pointed at Sandra. Me? I did this to you? The little girl looked confused again and nodded yes. Next minute, the girl jumps into the corner and a bright light comes into the room. It was her uncle. What you doing? I'm getting the shoe sharpened. Uncle, look at this little girl. Yeah, it's a shame, but that's what they did in those days, I'm afraid. She's sure rich. Did you know that I was part of this? Well, yeah, I've looked it up. You're actually a condemner of them. You stopped the spread of disease. In the days, children used to spread the disease, and to stop Egypt getting a disease, they would either kill them if they were diseased or sell them for slavery or something like that, depending if anyone wanted to buy them. And if not, apparently you used to use your sheath to take them away. I used to execute them. Yes, you did. Well, not you, Sandra, obviously the person you're becoming. I don't like this person. So she punches him in the face and says, how dare you? And the little girl looked more confused than ever. She sees this guy standing there with a light behind him and a cigarette in his hand. And she sees them talking to each other. But this person who cut her tongue off and was vicious is now kind. How do I get it out? You can't. You can't interfere with the time. Well, isn't that what I'm here for? No, you're here to do what he was supposed to do, what he was meant to do, but he didn't do it. Why? Why didn't he do it? I don't know. He's not talking at the minute. He's awake. He better not be doing anything. No, no, don't worry. He's tied up. He's a bit vicious. He's a nasty piece of... I will get to the bottom of it and I will let you know. Oh, here I go. Hey, Uncle, can't you figure it out to make this longer so you can stay longer with me? Look, just do what you're meant to do and don't sidetrack like he did. This little girl means nothing to you. It means nothing to nobody. She's just a disease spreader, okay? Just get on with it, and we need to stop it. Remember, the children in our generation is at stake here. This child had died, or whatever they did to her. You're millions of years in the past. So she looks down at the floor and her uncle bends down and says, look, kidda, I get it. I read some of the history on this place. It's disgusting. But if we don't concentrate, then humanity will die. Are you sure it's this path? You have to follow his path. But this time, whatever he did not to make it, we've got to put that right. Can you get him to hurry up and tell us, Uncle, so we can get out of here? No problem. I am proud of you. Yeah, proud of me. So the uncle gets pulled back in. And he goes. So she looks at the little girl. She says, I'm sorry. The little girl crawls forward and puts her hand on his hand. Sandra looks down and sees the man's hand that hurt that little girl's tongue. And the little girl just holds her hand with the little hand she has. And it's all burnt and damaged. And the little girl smiles and taps the hand to say it's okay. It's okay. I'm not doing this. She quickly gets up, runs down the stairs, looks through all the drawers, looks through everything, and then sees on top a set of keys right by the fireplace. Picks it, gets upstairs, runs upstairs and opens the cage. The little girl runs into the corner and closes her eyes to wait for something to come and hurt. And instead she comes in, picks her up and holds her in her manly hands. I've got you, kid. Takes her downstairs, and as she's walking downstairs with her, in comes the old guy. I told you we could get a bit of money for her. Well, I need someone to carry my stuff. I'm going on a journey. That's why I need you to sharpen that. Where you going? I've been hired to take care of loads of sewerage in the village over the water. So I'll be gone a few months. Okay, no problem. I'll see you when you get back. Here it is. He opens the cloth, the golden cloth, and sees the sheath is shining and sharp. The little girl starts to scream and kick and cry when she sees it and runs under the table. She quickly takes the sheath and put it in to its scabbard. She bends down and says, it's okay, come. The little girl's looking in tears and frightened. She holds her hand out. The little girl looks. And looks straight in her eyes. And then puts her hand into her great big manly hand. And slowly comes out. Are you sure you don't want another one, a stronger one? This is a bit small, this kid. No, she's fine. Well, I've put enough food in for you and it, if you want to feed it. I suppose you're going to have to give it a bit of water or food, so I'll give it a little bit. But I've given you enough to go on your journey. He grabs her and gives her a kiss either side of the cheeks. She just wanted to punch him in the face so much. She looked down at the little girl and held her hands out and said, come on. So as they were walking out, he said, you're forgetting something. She went, no, I've got my sheaf, I've got the kid, I've got food. Your payment for last time. The old man throws a big bag of coins. Opens it up and there's all gold coins. Yep, you earned it. 600 the other day. We made a lot out of that. He looked disgusted and walked out. So they were walking in the middle of the village and Sandra was trying to find somewhere where they could get this little girl some clothes and shoes and a horse. So she went to the stables and saw 2 horses and said, I'm going away for a little while. I need to buy 2 of your best horses, your strongest horses. And he looked at the kid and went, come on, Z. Why don't you do what you normally do and just have them run behind you? Sandra looked at him and put her head against his. Give me 2 horses now. All right, I was only kidding. Sandra started to realise that Z was a big deal in this city and many others, and had powers that many people feared. How much? Nothing, just take him. It's fine. You know that you can have anything I've got. You're my family, my cousin. Where do I get the little girl some clothes? Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. Go to our auntie's shop. So she went across the way. Zizi, come, give auntie kisses. This little chubby lady grabs her cheeks and pulls her down and gives her loads of kisses. My favourite nephew, how have you been? Oh, are you going to take this and get rid of it? I'm going away for a little while, auntie. Okay, I need this little girl dressed up. I need her hair dealt with. It's your job to chop her head off, not mine. No, not a head. I want you to cut her hair nice. And I want you to give her clothes and shoes. She starts laughing. Dear nephew, really? Yes, really. Sandra was getting angry deep inside. It was almost like this anger was unbearable. Knowing the fact that this thing that she was in did all this to harmless, defenceless children. Yes, it's true, she thought to herself. Children do spread disease quicker than any other kind. But that doesn't give anyone a right, because they have nobody to treat them like this. She was determined to make this up to this little girl. So the auntie takes her in the back, fills a big bucket full of water and sits her in it. Sandra remembers that she's a man and therefore it's not appropriate for her to go in and help, although she feels like a woman. She turns her back, looks around her auntie's shop. Take what you want, my nephew, on your journey, whatever you need. So she's walking around, and next minute her uncle appears again. Has it been 6 hours already? I've got it down to 4. What are you doing still here? You should be on the boat. This is his auntie's house, shop thing, so I'm just getting some material stuff. Sandra, what are you doing? Nothing. I was just getting some stuff before going on to the ship. They said I could have what I wanted, and I've got money if they need it. Are you hiding something from me? Now, would I do that, Uncle? Yes, you would. You used to do it as a kid and used to always have that face, that effect. Okay, take a look back there. So her uncle leans over, because he only stands at 5'5", and in front of him was his 5-foot niece, standing at 6'6". So he tiptoes and looks over the shoulder and sees the little girl getting a bath and the lady cutting her hair and cutting all the rags off it. Oh, is your auntie going to take it on? His auntie, is he going to take it on then? Uncle, why are you calling it it? It's a child. Not in this day and age, it's not. It's a diseased thing. Because they haven't got parents in a home and they're not clean. They live on the streets with the rats. They carry stuff like the rats do. They're dangerous. They could stop mankind themselves. But they are mankind. They're the future. So if they could clean them up, give them antibiotics. Antibiotics not going to be invented for another 6 million years. You've got no chance. But there's herbs, right? Well, yeah. And that's what they used to use in Egypt and China and places like that in these day and age, was herbs, right? Yeah, but you would have to go to what they used to call a witch, which we call now a herbalist. Find out where there is one on, please. You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna miss the boat. I promise you I won't. It's not gonna sell for another 24 hours. Please, let me help this little girl. And what are you gonna do with her? What do you mean? When he comes back into his body, his soul, she's not going to be safe with him. It's his job. He gets paid a nice wealthy load of money. He's well known as the executor of children round here, of sewerage. He's well respected. I'll deal with that when I come to it. I just can't. He cut her tongue, Uncle. Look at that poor girl. I get it, I understand you. I don't think you do. I do. You lost your parents, you see a thing, but you've got to understand, if you allow this girl to live, she could spread a disease that can wipe out mankind, and you could actually do the most dangerous thing in the world, and instead of trying to save mankind, you could actually destroy it millions of years before it's meant to be destroyed now. But isn't that the whole point, to change? Yes, but you have to change his path to help. But if you change her path as well, it's going to be different. Everything's going to be different, and it could be the worst thing ever. But what if it isn't? What if you're right and she's just a child and it doesn't matter? And if I can stop the disease, if she's got it, fine. If you get on the boat and then get to the ship, by tonight, I will try and bring some antibiotics. You can carry that over? I think so. I've got the cigarette and I've got this. And although it's a hologram, I think I could maybe put it into the time machine or something. I'll figure something out. But you've got to promise me that you will be on that boat and then in that ship by tonight. Yeah, I promise. Right. I'll also look up to see if I can send some stuff so we can test her to make sure she hasn't got any serious infections or diseases, okay? But like I said, when he comes back in his body, this girl's got no chance of survival. And I think it's more cruel to let her feel love when she's never felt love before. We'll see. Okay, niece, okay. He opens the door and gets in and shuts it. He's starting to be able to understand how he can control coming in and out when he needs to. He disappears. The auntie turns around and comes in. The auntie looks at him and says, "There you go." Sandra looks at the auntie and says, "I wish you knew." So the auntie went, "Knew what?" So the auntie looks in his eyes and says, "You look different, my boy. Different in your eyes. Not the same." So Sandra looked down at the floor to make sure that the auntie didn't realise what was going on. And then she went, "Is the girl ready? Because we have to go." Yes. Did you pick stuff? Well, I got a few things. No, blankets, here. So she wraps a big brown bag around some blankets. Take. Some silk sheets. Good. So the auntie grabs her, pulls her down again, and gives her loads of kisses. The little girl smiles. She's got this beautiful dress on with a nice hairband around it. She was so thin that a hairband will fit around her waist. We call them scrunchy these days. She was so proud of this dress and her shoes. Her shoes were soft and pink. She had a jumper on, a beautiful cardi. She had a headdress on, and then a black robe put over her. If you're going to walk to the streets with this child, you must tell them it's your daughter, and you must keep her covered at all times. Because if they see her, they will know she's sewerage, and you will lose your reputation, and you will be killed. Because you show weakness. No, it's fine. Honestly, Auntie. Be careful. My nephew. Yes, no problem. Sandra picks up the little girl, walks and puts her onto her horse. There you go. The little girl looks. You've never rode a horse before, have you? So Sandra gets onto the back of the little girl's horse and pulls the reins in. So the little girl's sitting in front. The little girl looks up at Sandra and snuggles in to her arms. The little girl laughs at her making that noise. The horse starts to go. The little girl does a jump and looks frightened. She goes, "Don't be frightened, it's fine." The other horse was tied and come alongside it. Sandra thought, I need to teach her to drive a horse. So they start making it, and they get down to the bottom of the galleys. Franz, are you okay? Franz? The little girl looks up at Sally. I'm going to call you Sally. Franz! Turns around. Oh, yeah, that's me. Damn. Sandra says. Yes. How are you, my friend? I haven't seen you for years. I'm good. I've come to get on the ship with my daughter and my horses, and I've got baggage. Yes. We'll deal with that. Clicks his fingers, and 3 skinny-looking men come running up. You. Take onto the ship now. The boys went to take the little girl, and she started screaming. Sandra runs back and picks her up and says, "No. Leave." So the little girl holds on as tight as she can around her. Almost say, "Don't let me go. Don't leave me." She's so frightened. Sandra said, "It's okay. You're safe with me." "I didn't know you had a daughter." "Yeah, neither did I. You know what women are like." "Yeah, true." "What's her name?" "Sally." So it was converted into Egyptian. But there was no chance that Sandra could actually say the word. So it was lucky that they could only hear the Egyptian version. The little girl gave off a little squeeze, almost like a cuddle to be happy. "Are you coming for some beer before you go?" "No, I'm not drinking today." "Give over, you not drink." "Oh yes, I got my stomach's a bit." "Oh, come, give you tea, make you better." Oh God. Your teas make me sick. No, no tea. Yes, yes, special, make you better, no sick. So they sit down. They give the little girl some chicken, a boiled potato, and a big piece of carrot. All of a sudden, the little girl pulls down her veil and starts woofing it down like an animal. Everybody stopped at the cavern and turned and looked. What you looking at? So everyone looks down at their bowl and starts whispering. Is this your daughter for real? Yeah, she is. Why is she eating like that? I taught her to. Why? Because I'm teaching her to fight. So if we're in a fight or anything like that, you know I'm a soldier, well, I need her to eat as fast as she can. So if we both are hungry and we need to eat and move, I need her to eat as fast as I do. And then everyone sort of figured it out, went, oh, like that. And they all went back to their own business, done their own thing. No problem. Everyone fought. And her uncle turns around and says, quick thinking. She goes, oh. He went, don't speak. So Sandra looked at him. He went, they can't see me, but they can see you speaking. So the little girl looks up at the uncle and smiles and waves at him and goes back to eating. And he waves back. He goes, she is cute. And she's looking at him. He goes, make your excuses and go round the corner. So he turns and goes round, and the little girl finishes. Right, we're off. Thank you for your hospitality. No, no charge. Go, 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 fine. Good luck to you and your daughter. We'll see you on your return. Yes, safe journey. She goes out, Sandra, with the little girl in her hand. The little girl's got a big smile on her face and a full stomach. She's never felt that. The only 2 times she's felt that is the last 2 times she'd eaten. She was so satisfied. Sandra picked her up. The horse, the cart, the carriage and everything was now on the ship. So Sandra held her tight and let the little girl put her head on her shoulders. And the little girl slowly fell to sleep. She walked round the corner and her uncle went, oh bless her, she gone to sleep. Yeah, here they are. Where? So she looked at the window and it was on a windowsill. She picks the antibiotics up. How did you do it? There's a tiny little gap in the machine, which I didn't notice I'd built. It was an accidental build. So I was trying to figure a way how to get these tablets in to you, because I couldn't do it through the hologram. It would only be a hologram. I opened it up. He jumped up and woke up. So I had to sedate him. And as I sedated him, we wrestled a bit. Are you alright? Yeah. He's gone back under. He's asleep now. But as I rescued him, I knocked it. And as I knocked the pills, they went down this chute type thing. And when I went to put my hand down there, it had gone. And then when I come back, I saw them here. Wow, that's another experiment we need to deal with. Yeah, I've recorded it. Give her one of these 3 times a day after food. Make sure it's after food, not on an empty stomach. Of course. So how's it been? Well, it was pretty close there. At one time when they gave her food, she roughed it down. I had to make an excuse and say, because I was at war, I needed her to eat as fast as me so we could both be strong and well, but at the same time eat our food fast instead of waiting around. And they took it. Went, yeah, no, in the day you are now, in those days, that's what happened. Men used to take their children to war. What for? Swap them for guns and ammunition. Sometimes the other side. They use children to bargain with. Oh yeah, children were used for slavery, bargaining, practice. Yeah, you name it. Practice for what? You don't want to know. But all you have to know is, before dog fighting and cockfighting, there was child fighting. You gotta be kidding me. Nope, that's the world. And our children survived it to become ancestors. Yeah, they did. But didn't the Black Plague enter London streets? It did. It did. The sun started to set and the sky was purple. Her uncle says I have to go now and energise the machine. Take care of yourselves. He puts his hand, trying to, on his niece's shoulder, but he can't. He's just a hologram. I wish I could give you a cuddle right now. Me too, Uncle. Me too. Her name's Sally, by the way. Oh no, you've named her as well. Listen, when you get to this village, there's an orphanage. And it's not good, but she won't get sold. She will have to do a lot of cleaning and maybe a bit of other stuff, but she will grow up safe in this one. What? It's better than where she was going. No, it's not. I'm not leaving her in a place like that. Well, what are you going to do? Leave her to him so when he comes back, he just takes her down? I'm not worried about that at the minute. Well, you need to concentrate on what we need to do. Or as we all fail. I won't fail, Uncle. I'm not off my path, am I? No, you're not. Well then. Her uncle steps in and goes. She now gets into the boat, and the guy with the boat opens his hand. She reaches into her pocket and picks out 3 gold coins. And he's got a big grin on his face. And she just realised maybe I gave him a bit too much. But he did look happy. Sit, stay. Good. Thank you, family. And he pushed and pulled and got them there. As the sun went down, almost like the sun hitting the sea. The sea put the sun out for the night. And a blanket of stars came over. She climbs on board. Captain? Zig, never mind, Captain. Come here, son. Taps him. Oh no. How's your mother? Good. I went to see her earlier, but she wasn't in, so I'll catch her on the next round. Okay. Come on then, son. let's take you down and take my granddaughter down. Wait, how did you know? They told us at the tavern. Your son and your granddaughter was in here. He says, come, we'll put her in bed. So he pulls her veil down to take a look at his granddaughter. And then looks at his son. You have brown eyes, brown hair. Why has this little girl got green eyes and blonde hair? The mother to the child. Now in those days, women had to be married to have children and be able to live a life. But men didn't have to marry the women. They could just have babies with them. It was only the one that was serious that they would marry. Oh, I see. Her family is blonde with green eyes. Yes. You must love this mother. Sandra didn't know what to say, but just said, yeah. What is her name? So she said, Sally. And he went, after my mother. Brilliant. I like that. I'll wait till she wakes up. I can't wait to show her what I've got for her. So they set sail, full pelt sails, in the dark. The father sat at the table and said, come. You like my ship? It's a new one. I know. For some reason, Sandra knew. Almost like her brain was starting to get into the man's brain, and she recognised the father and even remembers childhood memories of her father sitting her on her knee. But it wasn't her. It was Franco. He said, raise a toast to my son and my granddaughter. Unfortunately, the wife has passed. So they all said, long live Franco, long live Sally. Sandra turned around and went, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. I've got a special cabin for you. No. I sleep with my daughter. Thank you. You what? I sleep with my daughter in the room. I sleep on the floor, she sleeps on the bed. No. I will get you another bed. I will get you where you and your daughter can have a bed each in the room together. No problem. I'm your dad. Okay. So the dad goes down and kicks out two of the men and says, you, go sleep in that room. Fix this, clean it up. So they cleaned it up and he says, come son, sit. There's a little table with a candle. The dad brings out cooked chicken, grapes, bit of cheese, some bread and butter, some dips, and homemade pita bread, hummus. Here, eat. So he starts to eat. Sandra's getting tired. But it's a weird tired. It's almost like an exhaustion tired. So he says, good night, son. goes over to Sally and gives her a little kiss on the cheek. He doesn't know yet, and Sally doesn't know how to explain it to him, because she's mute. How does Sandra turn around and say it was her who cut off this girl's tongue? And will the dad feel that he did that because maybe he did something and wasn't going to allow anyone to know? She slowly listens to the boat creaking side to side. She slowly is being rocked. The waves are nice and steady. She's tired. She drifts slowly, slowly into a deep sleep. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the second part. There's going to be a third part. So please share, like and subscribe. But please like, don't forget, it helps this channel a lot. And it'll help me make more content. So till next time, Mr. Angels, stay safe. And I'll see you in a while, crocodile.